Hello. I hear something. Oh, it's me. It's me that I hear. I didn't realize I had gone live already. Hello and welcome to Dear Hank and John. It's just Hank. Hi. I'm glad I wasn't doing anything embarrassing. How's Dave doing? Dave's still floating. Not a ton right now. Sort of on the lower end of the Dave floaty, of the floaty Dave. Anyone know why we can't see the number of streamers anymore? I don't know. What's a streamer? Oh, the number of people watching? There's 67 people watching, it says. That's not what you mean, though. Is the pause button doing a weird double thing for anyone else? I'm just looking at the things that have question marks right now. Oh, everybody said, hey, from where they're at. Let me know where you're at, everybody in the chat. Where are you? ASL. Not actually, just L. Wait, the chat seems to have broken. Nothing's happening. What's happening? There it goes.
Hello.
Hey, John, how's it going?
Good. Can you hear me okay?
I can. You're a little loud, but now that's good. That's good.
Okay. I'm getting quieter. How's it going?
Good. Are you playing video games right now?
Yeah, I have a quick thing I have to finish, just real quick. I'm in the second half and everything, but if I don't finish, then I will not get the proper number of FIFA points awarded to me, which I need to acquire for a stupid thing having to do with the Wimbly Womblies. And I ran out of time, and I apologize, but this is real life right now, Hank. This is what my real life is like.
I got a question for you, John. Can you turn the camera around so I can look at the decidedly more interesting FIFA game? Then thank you. That's much better. I wish you had a bit of a zoom lens on it, but I'll manage. Are you the blue team, I imagine?
I'm the blue team.
And the ball is the little white speck.
Oh, and the ball is the little white speck that I almost just
scored.
And
you gotta go, boys!
Yeah.
Make the goal. Make the goal.
It's just a difficult situation right now, Hank. Also, the internet and our internet video company is so bad.
What's the score, John?
The score is 3-0 Wimbledon, which is, obviously a positive turn of events. But
yeah, well, I guess you just got to run out the clock, man.
How is everybody doing in the chat? Is everything okay? Everything okay with Dear Hank and John? I feel very stressed out right now, Hank. I don't know about you, but I feel.
I also feel stressed out. It's suddenly a stressful time in our lives because of an email that we got that we can't talk about. But
oh God, I don't understand how I ended up with this life that I don't necessarily totally want.
I asked people where they're from. So you want to know where people are from?
Yes.
We got people from London, Berlin, Belgium, Texas, Minnesota, Massachusetts, Los Angeles, Berlin again. You two people from Berlin, you should hang out. New York City.
Yeah, that would be cool if we could make some Berlin friends.
Yeah,
Berlin's
you should also
come
out to Amsterdam and say hi to me because I will appreciate that. Salt Lake City, Michigan, Denmark, London, Edinburgh, Omaha, Norway, Illinois, New Jersey, Ontario, Poland, the Netherlands, Boston. It's like half people not from the U.S.
Well, it makes sense because it's evening there, so it's not like work or school time.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, thank goodness, Shia LaBeouf. But then it's very dangerous, but Shia LaBeouf again. All right.
Is that the name of your goalie? Is Shia LaBeouf?
Oh, his name's James Shea, but I call him Shia LaBeouf. That's my nickname for him. You gotta have nicknames in this world.
It's almost like I don't watch.
I don't blame you. It's just Hank, right now we have too many enterprises, too few of which generate any revenue. That is my analysis.
Oh, go, boy, go! Was that a goal?
That was a goal.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good goal. So at least I've got that going for me. I scored a good goal. I don't know who scored that goal. Tom Paulian.
Come on, you didn't let me see what happened, John. Why that was the biggest tease ever. I am freaking out. That was awful that you did that.
What was a tease?
You stopped it so that I couldn't see what happened in the goal.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You didn't let the replay.
Get this over with. I'll try to score another one for you right here with Lyle Taylor. And I did.
Woo! Do that thing, Lyle.
Yeah, he's
You're standing in
excited.
the
Okay, you
goal.
want to see the replay of this one?
Yeah.
Now it's 5-0. When I play without commentary, it is a lot easier for me to win. That was a nice
Oh,
goal.
nice.
A nice
Nice.
right down the middle. Nothing fancy about it, but
Yeah, I mean, what's the goalie gonna do about that?
you just got
You
it
got it
just
too
brings a lot of
close.
power. But that was a vital goal for Lyle Taylor. That's his first goal of the season, and he's been lacking in confidence as a striker.
Oh.
And of course, we've also got as part of our one of our strikers is T.S. Eliot, England's greatest lyric poet, and he has also been lacking a lot of confidence. This FIFA is so good now; it's so much like playing actual professional soccer in that, like, the players, go on streaks, and it's just like it's too good. It's too much like real life at this point for me to properly enjoy it.
Well, yeah, you can just watch a soccer game. How is I guess I was gonna say how did the soccer game go, but that didn't happen yet.
No, it's this Saturday.
Okay. Hey,
So
anybody, you have any questions during the period of time when John is playing a video game?
I'll be the last one to
I'm
type
available.
in.
Hank hasn't seen a goal. Typical for a Stevenage fan. I forgot I was a Stevenage fan.
That's a good own against poor Stevenage fans. It's hard out there for a Stevenage fan. Oh, that's the end of the game.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Bring it in,
5-0.
John.
Very
Bring it
good
in.
victory for AFC Wimbledon. But most importantly, it locks in my purchase of some player who I bought. Okay. Hi.
Hi. Oh God, I'm tired. We did not have a great night last night, John. I'll be honest.
Like the baby didn't have a good night?
Yeah, he just does this thing where instead of like waking up and crying,
Yeah.
he just makes noise.
Oh, just like a low level of constant noise?
Yeah, for like hours.
I
And I'm
remember
like,
that.
do you need to get up? Do you need to feed? Like you don't, because like we just all of the things, all of your needs are taken care of, and he's just like, meh, meh.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if he's really
Yeah.
miserable, he's gonna let you know. But yeah, I hear you. It's not easy.
It's just like I can't sleep with you in the room, just like every 32 seconds being like, ah!
Yeah, yeah. That's why you put them in another room. That's the main reason
Yeah.
you put them in another room, so you can't hear the little noises that aren't panicky. But there are
Yeah.
lots of good reasons to keep them in the same room too. There is no right way to parent.
Oh man. Somebody asked me what I think of the SpaceX explosion, which makes me think that there was a SpaceX explosion.
I didn't even know about that. It's too
Yeah,
bad.
or is this like an older one? Oh,
I'm getting
SpaceX
questions
announces
about 100 days that I won't answer.
the causes of the explosion. So it was the old explosion that happened back in September.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So some people are asking about 100 days. It's going great. We are still shooting it.
How do you feel? Do you feel like you have less body weight?
I mean, I'm not really, weight loss isn't really the goal of it. I have lost a little weight, but I think the big change for me has been that aerobic exercise is very good for my health, like for my overall health, for my mental health, for my physical health, mostly for my mental health though, in terms of like short run stuff. And in that sense, it's been great. Like it's been a total success. I'm having a lot of fun. I enjoy exercising at this point.
Yeah, that is a change that happens.
Yeah, I've been really lucky to to not get hurt. Partly lucky, partly like surrounding myself with good people and having great trainers and everything. But yeah, it's been fun. And so yeah, we are still shooting it. We're ahead of you guys, but we're not so far ahead of you that it's unreasonable. And I read that somebody has been working out every day. It's Emily. It is hard, Emily, the first week especially. It gets way easier. Everybody says that, but it's true. Inertia works both ways. Like when you're starting doing something, it's extremely hard to start, but once you're going, it becomes easier and easier. And in a way, at some point, it becomes easier to keep going than it is to stop. So yeah, it's been going great, and I'm happy to be healthy, relieved to be healthy, just hoping I can kind of limp to the finish line. I am today, as it happens, incredibly sore because I went to this class that Sarah does 3 days a week that just destroyed me, but it was fun.
Was it like a leg thing?
It was a leg thing. It was a lot of squats, so my butt hurt.
Yeah, I've
It
done
hurt.
that class. I've done that class. Was it
Yeah.
called bar?
It's a more extreme variation on bar called the daily method.
Oh my God, the daily method. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
isn't that a way like a birth control thing?
That's the rhythm method.
Okay, I understand now. Sidjoy asks, "What's your favorite exercise?" My favorite exercise, I do Pilates. It's my like biggest luxury in my life.
Hmm.
I do Pilates twice a week. My favorite exercise is probably it's called Mermaid, and it's just a stretch, and you get to like look pretty and like make a pretty shape with your body, and
Mm.
and but I also I like side sit-ups a lot. When I first went into Pilates like 5 years ago, there's a thing called side sit-ups. They don't have you do it at first. They put you like over a barrel. So it's like a stand-up barrel thing, and you just sort of like do this. And I got cramps immediately in my side. And now I can do like 45 straight up side sit-ups. And so I really love those because I feel like I have progressed a great deal. And then at the end, there's a really good stretch.
Uh, yeah, I mean, that sounds fun, but it doesn't sound like my kind of exercise. It's funny, like Aaron Carroll said to me when I started this, he said, all exercise works if you do it, and all diets work if you do them. Like that, like not every exercise works for every person, and not every diet works for every person. And like I've found the things that I like, and the things that I like are like running, mostly running, but then also like circuit training, where you're kind of doing different things. I've loved the obstacle course. But you really do, you learn that some things work for you and other things don't. And like, I could never do that Pilates.
Bell asks for some dubious advice. How do people have time to exercise when they work 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.? The extra hours are for sleeping and bathing and picking up dry cleaning. Well,
Yeah.
most people don't work 12 hours a day, and I'm sorry that you do. That sounds real hard.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
that's how I have time for it. I don't work 12 hours a day.
the yeah, I mean, I think it's a matter of prioritizing.
Right. I did.
For some
I
people, it's
once.
very, very hard to prioritize. If you're working 12 hours a day and you have to work 12 hours a day and you can't get a 1 hour lunch break to go work out or something, like it's very difficult. It's very difficult to prioritize it. The only thing I would say is maybe get a standing desk or a treadmill desk. I have a friend who works 12 to 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, and he has a standing desk, and it makes a big difference. So he's only able to do a formal workout once a week usually, but he is able to have stay in a reasonable level of fitness because he spends so much of his day standing.
Yeah.
We also got a question: is John in an office? That carpet is terrible. Yes, I am in my office.
What's wrong with your carpet?
Well, it's pretty bad. It's just like standard business carpet. We rent this office. If I owned it, I might put in nicer carpet tile, but I don't.
Well,
and I don't really want to invest in carpet tile at the moment, especially since so few of the things that we're doing don't lose money.
Yeah, we did our own office, and I have to tell you that we used the cheap carpet tile.
Yeah, I believe you did. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Are you okay, buddy?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm worried. I'm like concerned about the thing that I'm concerned about. But other than that, I'm great.
Okay.
I'm concerned about the thing that we can't talk about. In general, like I'm concerned. I'm always like I'm in a state of like perpetual concern for the last like 4 months about making sure that the stuff that we're doing is financially sustainable and is going to be okay in what I think will be a difficult coming economy. Not in the next 6 months, but in the next like 18 months, I'm very concerned about the economy. And so that is what's at the core of my worries, is trying to do a good job of preparing for that.
Yeah.
Is what is at the core of my worries.
Yeah. I think that you, like, I'm also concerned. I think that you tend to be more concerned and just more anxious about stuff because you have an anxiety disorder.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult to run a business when you have an anxiety disorder because there are so many responsibilities, so many things that could go wrong. And like one of the things that really helped me early on was when I was talking to a therapist kind of person, who said to me, like, what's the worst that could happen? And at that point, it really wasn't that much. Like, I had, as you say, all the bases covered. But now the worst that could happen is like firing a bunch of people, which is really uncomfortable and unpleasant. And like, I don't ever want to have to do that. And so that's a legitimate thing to be worried about. And
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Yeah.
ever.
By the way, I have always found what's the worst that can happen to be the least helpful anxiety management strategy.
Yeah.
Because of course, the worst that could happen is that we all die, or like you commit a murder, and like that ends our career, and I have to lay dozens of people off, and you spend the next 25 years in jail, and there's a human being who you killed. Like, the worst that can happen is so bad. You really want me to spend the next 10 minutes looking for you, like the things that could happen that would be truly catastrophic? Like, what if Hank develops like a really severe drug addiction? Like, that would be very, very bad for our company. What if a bomb explodes at VidCon and kills thousands of people? That would be very bad.
That is the one of the ones that I do. Yes, that is one of the real ones.
It's just an endless list, and like, it's the least helpful thing to be like, well, nothing could happen that's that bad, because of course, like, everything, like the number of things that are that bad that could happen is literally uncountable. So anyway, I agree with you that it is a weird thing. Like, one of the challenges of having anxiety problems is that, of course, there are some times when you need to be anxious and when anxiety is productive and you need to be responding to stimulus appropriately. But then you also are conscious of the fact that, you know, you have a history of responding to stimulus inappropriately, like with excessive anxiety, and it's very hard to know which is which, you know?
Yep. Yeah. And in general, when you're building a business, it's very hard to find one place and stay there. Like, you're always going to be going up and down, and like, you're going to be like, we need more people, we need fewer people. And so like, finding that level of stability is very hard. Which is why a lot of businesses like to always grow, because then at least you're keeping on the people that are really great and adding new people and hopefully finding new great teams to be creating. And that, like, a great deal of me would like to find that stable place. But it's like, we work in a very new industry. It's very hard to find a stable place. And also, like, we have ideas for stuff we'd like to do, and oftentimes that requires new people.
Right.
So I want a stable place, and I would like to reach a stable place, and then for the safety net to get larger. But the safety net has not gotten larger.
Right. I guess that's probably
stayed the same small size in our production company. Yeah.
Some questions have come in since we started talking about our worries. Are you more concerned about the U.S. economy or the U.S. healthcare system? I'm not concerned about them separately.
Yeah.
I think that the U.S. healthcare system, I do not see any evidence in any of the conversations that we are having about the U.S. healthcare system. I have seen no evidence of seriousness, to be honest with you. Not on the left either, by the way. Like, the left argument that like Obamacare is fine and has solved the problem is equally unserious as the argument on the right that it makes sense to repeal Obamacare and replace it with nothing. Both of these arguments are stupid. They are arguments that only a 3-year-old could have, and that none of the people who are saying that, who are elected officials, can possibly be serious. I just don't believe that they have been informed so poorly about policy that they think these are serious policy proposals. So I am very concerned about that. I am concerned about the economy because, you know, after like 8 or 9 years of economic growth, like, economies retract. That's what they do. And I also think we're going to overspend on infrastructure without paying for it, which is a worry to me. But yeah, I'm concerned about both. Heidi says she's buying her VidCon ticket today, so that's some money coming our way. Not really our way, but thank you, Heidi. We're excited to see you at VidCon.
Yeah. Anybody in Europe wants to come to VidCon, that would help eliminate one of my worries.
Yes, come to VidCon Europe. That would be a huge relief. What is the thing that's closest to sustainable but not sustainable yet? That's an interesting question from Jennifer in terms of our work.
Oh,
Hey,
I thought you meant in terms of like the world, and I was like, not very much, pretty
that
much
is the thing
nothing.
that's closest. Probably Dear Hank and John.
Dear Hank and John is absolutely, thanks to your patronage, thank you patrons. It is a sustainable thing that we do.
Yeah, Dear Hank and John does not lose
Yeah,
money, which
yeah.
is great.
Mm-hmm.
Crash Course is very sustainable. SciShow is very sustainable. Uh,
Yeah, it's just always a little bit. Hey, Sergey's coming to VidCon Europe from Russia with
thank you,
my
Sergey.
sister. That's exciting. I will look forward to seeing you there. Um, it will be a fantastic show. We're spending a lot of money on it. um, and it's yeah, it's the concern is always that like a great deal of the revenue of those shows is based on the ad revenue, and if ad revenue goes down, either because viewership goes down or because um, because YouTube makes less money that month, like YouTube just sells fewer ads. That's a hit, and it's like it can be like oh crap, now we have to. So we need to diversify our revenue streams, and like we've done that well with Patreon. We've done it with some grants from people, but like those are tend to be one-offs, and also we've done a good job of having Crash Course in particular be something that we have a pretty like lean staff that then works with experts for individual series, and then like those people do the thing, the host or the writers, the experts that we use, and then like the series ends and like those people go like have other jobs that they are already doing. So Crash Course, I feel like Crash Course is our most sustainable thing.
I don't know. There's problems with everything, but like as people pointed out in comments, and like I'm sorry not to be replying to particular comments here, but like there's been a couple of comments where people point out that like instability is sort of like kind of the nature of things, and we are very very lucky in terms of our stress levels to have the instability that we experience in our professional lives in some ways have smaller stakes, because we have been so lucky and we get to do so many things, and we have relatively marketable skills at this point. So it's okay. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, I mean yeah,
Sergey, I think I am going to come to VidCon Europe if that makes your sister feel any better.
You don't think you are?
I think I am.
Oh, well, that's a change in direction.
Yeah, I talked about it with Sarah yesterday.
Oh, neat. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. How many over 40s will be at NerdCon Nerdfighteria? Probably more than you would expect.
Yeah. I mean, so Nerdfighteria, the people who watch an average Vlogbrothers video, the solid hunk of them is between 18 and 35, but like a lot of them are in that in the 30s. And so like then there's this pretty significant drop off after the like the 25 to 35 age, but they're still there. And also 35-year-olds, I speak from experience, are basically 40.
You're not 40 yet, my friend. Heidi says, I know you always joke about sponsors, but do you ever consider taking any partners in a small controlled way? Yes, and we may end up doing that. I really want to do a deal with a fairly small company that does like, I don't know, like industrial sealants, like something that is so far outside the realm of anything that like is normal or that we would ever do, but like really make it a thing. Like go all in the way we have with Snickers, but with an industrial sealant company.
Do you mean for Dear Hank and John, or for just in general?
I think it'd be great if we had a cross Nerdfighteria sponsorship that was something like DHL shipping.
Yeah, just like there's like there's FedEx, there's UPS, there's the Postal Service, and then there's our preferred shipper, DHL, who we don't even use.
Yeah. Corey says she wants to go to NerdCon Nerdfighteria so much, but can't afford ticket plus plane plus hotel. I know. I mean, we've worked really hard to make the tickets inexpensive, and I think $60 for 2 days of top quality entertainment is pretty cheap compared to most conferences. But there is no getting around that it is expensive to get hotels and to fly. So I'm sorry. maybe you'll get to go to VidCon, or I don't know, maybe there will be a future one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Seth
Hank, we have
asks,
5 minutes left in this very sad Facebook live show where I've been extremely stressed out. It's not my usual stuff to talk about work stress in public.
well, it's hard. It's hard when that's what you're thinking about. We
Yeah.
kind of lost your internet there for a second. Seth asks, you guys have been doing this for 10 years. Do you have any plans for how you handle the existing community getting older? Do you have plans for continuing to attract younger followers?
Speaking of older, you know who's watching us right now is Tom and his partner Holtza. You know Tom?
Yeah.
Master Tom?
Oh, Ning Master Tom. I was thinking of
Secret Brother Tom? No, Ning Master Tom is watching us, along with Holtza. Hello, friends.
Hello,
it's
friends.
Good to see you. Thank you for supporting the pod.
Yeah, I think to a certain extent our audience has gotten older with us. Like that's definitely happened. I don't know that it's gotten older at 1 year per year, because to some extent, like younger people just have more time to watch YouTube videos, and like get involved in that kind of thing. So I think that there's always like a sort of a weighting to the younger ages, but definitely there are a lot of people who have kept us as part of their lives as their lives have gotten, to be normal lives of people who are over the age of 22. And that's really fantastic. And I think our content has gotten older too. Like we make more adult content now. We talk about more adult ideas. We talk about like, being in the world. We also like make young, silly, and like, I don't think that, silliness is something that goes away when you turn 25. Like there's lots of silly 89-year-olds out there, and I want to be one of them, and I want to be making YouTube videos.
Yeah, but there's like an element of, if you try to be silly in a way that's going to appeal to 15-year-olds,
right,
it like doesn't work as well when you've been on the internet for 10 years and when you're 40 years old. It just doesn't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a few reasons for that, but I think part of it is like a healthy suspicion of that among teenagers, and I think that's good. So the other thing is that as we've gotten older online, like we've had to kind of modulate our relationships with our audience, partly because we got older, partly because they got older, partly because we had this weird moment with, like sort of like intersecting with Nerdfighteria, kind of intersecting with pop culture, which also meant an intersection with, like corporate marketing. And so, yeah, I think we're still kind of coming out of that period and figuring out what life looks like on the other side of it.
Mm-hmm. And also, like, it used to be that I could talk about whatever happened in my life, and like there were no secrets. And I wish that like that could still be the same. But the fact that there are certain things in my life that I want to keep personal, and also there are certain things in my life that like like it would make people uncomfortable if they were public because the audience is so large, or it would interfere with personal life or business life stuff.
Right.
That, and there is something I have to be like, look, I'm not going to be like, it's not going to be like 100% pictures of my baby on the internet anymore or at all.
There's always been a sense of disconnection between the, like my whole self and my public self. And I just found it to be no longer acceptable to not acknowledge that disconnection, I guess like I started to see that there are real risks and problems for everybody involved when you don't acknowledge that connection.
Yeah.
So
people are a little confused because they lost us for a second, but basically, don't worry about it.
Don't worry. What we said wasn't any good anyway. Now we have to go.
Yeah. Now we have to go. I'm sorry that it cut out for everybody, but
I had to play FIFA for the first 5 minutes. What a disastrous live show. I hope you've enjoyed us bearing our souls to you, though. We are very much appreciate you guys supporting the pod. Thank you so much. I love that it cut out when I said sense of while watching the AFC Wimbledon game this Saturday, 10 a.m. in America, Fox Sports 1, also on TV in Canada.
Go to reddit.com/r/nerdfighters to find a place where you might get to watch it at a sports bar with some other friends.
All right. Thank you guys. And good luck to Wimbledon on Saturday. Bye.
Bye.